Okay, today we are going to finish up these really cute pajama pants, and we're going to add a few very stylish finishes to them that take them from being cute pajama pants to like really nice pajama pants. The issue is that I videotaped all the instructions and deleted them, so my bad, that was a mistake. So we're going to work with two different fabrics. This is a gorgeous embroidered silk, and this is a scrap I had left. I just made a dress for my daughter's wedding out of this, and that's a story for another day. But this is going to be our pant leg, and then this is going to be the trim that we're going to add on to our pant leg. All right, so I'm going to start with you with that right now. On our pajama pants, I added this red silk satin finish at the bottom hem. Now you can hem them. It's very simple. You know, you do just a regular hem, you can do a double fold, or you can serge them and then fold them once and stitch them on the machine, and they're perfectly fine. They're great pajama pants that way. But if you want to take them up a little, you certainly can add this silk band, and it's super easy to do. So here are my pajama bottoms, pretend, and what I want to do is I want to attach this band. So I'm going to cut a length of fabric that is the same width as my pajama pant, including the seam allowance. So if you imagined this is open, you can use your tissue, or you can just use the bottom of your pajama pant, which I did here. I just folded this satin in half, and I made it the same width as the bottom of my pajama pant. Now, when you're shortening your pants, you need to take into consideration how much this width is going to be and what the length of the seam allowance is. All right, so for this one that I'm making now, this is 10 inches long. This piece is 10 inches long, my band that I'm going to add on. And that's going to give me a 4.5 inch band, considering I have a 1/2 inch seam allowance on each piece. So 4.5 plus a 1/2 inch seam allowance is 5 times 2 is 10. That's how I came up with this one. This band is 3.5 inches long. So that would be 7 inches plus a 1/2 inch for each of the seam allowances, which would be 8 inches. So I cut this band 8 inches. You are going to lose a little bit in the fold and a little bit in the seam allowance, so it's a little shy of that. But we're going to proceed with the silk, which would make a very uncomfortable pair of pajamas for sure. So this is the bottom of my pajamas. I'm going to add a 4.5 inch extension on here. This piece is 10 inches long, 4.5, 4.5, and then a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch for the seam allowance. Okay, and it's the same width as my pajamas going all the way around. So I'm going to shorten my pajamas 4.5 inches, right? The hem, I'm going to take 4.5 inches off the hem of my pajamas because I'm adding something back on again. So I'm going to take this piece, which is 10 inches long, and then the width of my pajamas, and I'm going to sew the rectangle so it looks like this piece, so it's going to attach. So I'm going to go stitch that up. Okay, so now I have my pajama pant and I have my silk, and they're both wrong sides out. You can see that this is the seam allowance. The first thing I want to do is I want to turn my pajama pants so the right side is out. We had them the other way because we wanted to make sure that this was wide enough, right? It has to be the same width with the seam allowance. So now we're going to turn them right side out. Isn't that fabric gorgeous? Oh my God, the dress is absolutely stunning. So there's my pajama pants, and now I'm going to take my little extension and I'm going to fold it wrong sides together. So I'm going to match up the seam allowance there that I just sewed. And essentially I'm going to make a little cuff. So I'm going to match these edges. I'll flip and fold. So I've made a little cuff, right side's out, the wrong side's in. and I'm going to attach it. Essentially, we're going to attach it onto the bottom of this leg. And to do that, I suggest the first thing that you do is take this to the machine and just baste this within the seam allowance. So we cut this with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, so at 3/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, baste this together, and then it's one unit that you're playing with. And then what you want to do is you want to match the raw edges of your cuff to the raw edges of your pant leg. So you're going to slide the cuff over your pant leg, and you can see this is the finished edge, right? This is the raw edge, and I'm going to pin, I like to pin this seam to the inseam of my pant. That way it's on the inside of the leg and not the outside. I just think it looks nicer. So I'm going to pin this all the way around. Right, I'm going to take it to my machine and stitch it. So here's my pant leg. Here's the folded edge. So there's right sides on both sides because we folded it wrong sides together, and I'm going to stitch it here. And after I stitch it, it's going to fold down, and you're going to get this really pretty hem. So I'm going to take it to the machine, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, stitched around my hemband, and then I'm just going to turn it down. The best part about doing this is that the hem's finished right now, because you have sewn these wrong sides together, so you have this beautiful hem. It's all finished, and you have this stunning little hemband on the end of your pajama bottoms. And if you're going to make tops, you can do the same thing around the sleeves. You can put the collar to match. Piping is the next step if you want to add piping to it. This is a really nice detail. On the inside for the shirt, you could use the color, the solid for the facing. You can, for kids, you can make them really fun and match up different patterns and prints, you know, stripes and a floral, or checks and, I don't know, ducks. I have no idea. But there's a lot of really cute options to adding this hemband on to sleeves and pants. So once that you get a hang of this technique, it works great. You can put it at the bottom of shirts. Particularly, one of the things that I'm known for is that I run out of fabric, because I really don't like to have a lot of extra fabric. I want to be ecologically minded, so I really cut it tight. Sometimes I cut it absolutely too tight. So if my shirt is too short, I will find a coordinating fabric and make a hemband. It doesn't take a lot of fabric, and it looks nice. It's a nice style detail. So that's hembanding as opposed to a straight hem. The next detail on these cute little pants is the bow on the front. Now with these you have slash pockets and back pockets, but sometimes you make pajama pants without any kind of details, and it's really hard to tell the front from the back. So you either put a label in the pants, if you have labels, or for girls you can put a little bow on the front, and they're super easy to make. You just use some coordinating ribbon, right? And one of the things for ribbon that you want to do is you want to make sure that you finish the edges. So you just take your lighter, turn your lighter on, and really quickly do the edges and kind of tamp them down, and that will keep it from raveling like that. So the lighter works great. And then there's a couple of options. You can just do a little bow, just like this, right? A sweet little bow. That is, how easy is that? And you take it to your machine and stitch it through on your machine, and then you put that on the front of the pant. That is super simple. I mean, you can also stitch this piece down to the pant and then tie a bow like you would tie your shoes, and make that the way to go. And then a little dab of glue, hot glue, will work really well on that. But super simple, and will keep you from looking at your pants all the time going, is this the front? Is that the front? Is it the front? If you're gonna wear them out and the bow bothers you, then I would order a tag, stick a tag in the back, or even just stitch a little piece of ribbon in the back. Especially for boys, you can just stitch a little piece of ribbon in the back, and then they know when they put them on that they're on correctly, because our pants are longer in the back and shorter in the front because of the way our bodies are. So it's really important not to have to keep taking them off and keep looking to see which one is the back and the bottom, or the back and the front, excuse me. All right, so here we are. Here I just tacked on a cute little bow that matched my hemband for these pants. So now they're ready to go. So we just finished making perfect pajama pants from Silhouette Pattern 3414, which is great because once you've made these pajama pants, you can make these pants as street pants. And it's a street pant pattern. I've made them multiple times. I've made them wide leg, narrow leg, out of rayon and knits and all kinds of other fabrics, and I absolutely love this pattern. And obviously out of flannel. So the slash pockets, the 2-inch waistband, then we added the little satin detail at the bottom, the back patch pockets. They're terrific. You will love the way they fit. And this is a great way to practice the pattern because it's pajama pants. And then also, if you have some tweaking issues that you need to move forward with the pattern, like picking up the waist, it's too long, too short, whatever, you can do that before you cut into your fashion fabric for your streetwear. So I think that that is great. Thank you for watching this video series on the perfect pajama pants. We so appreciate you here at Sewing with Sandy, and we are delighted that you are members of our group. Please feel free to reach out to me at any time if you have a question about this video or any other video. I'm happy to answer all of your questions, and we'll strive to do it in a very timely manner, certainly. If you love this video, make sure you check out our YouTube channel at Sewing with Sandy on Barrett's Custom Design, and all the information will be on your downloadable sheet that is attached to this video series. So send me your pictures of your perfect pajama pants. Make sure you tag me on Instagram at sewing_with_Sandy, SANDI. And until next time, bye.